Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Tony and this is a place where I hope to pass on some hard-won wisdom from my various misadventures through life. And this is the third and final part of my series on narcissism. I'll put the links for parts 1 and 2 in the description box below. So the previous videos were a bit of a deep dive into the murky waters of narcissistic abuse and how some of us can get entangled in the toxic weeds of someone else's unresolved trauma. Today it's a bit more punchy, just 7 pieces of advice for anyone dealing with a narcissist or really any difficult person. So these are the things I would tell to my younger self if I could. So number 1, trust your gut. If something feels off, if someone feels off, trust it. Even if you can't prove it or explain it with logic. If you feel something's not quite right, act on it. Number 2, trust the red flags. They're always there right from the start. It's that quiet, tiny little voice in your head saying things like, "Oh, I don't like that," or "That could be a problem." Trust me, it will be a problem. Number 3, remember that abuse can be subtle. It's not always hitting and shouting. Sometimes it's silence or manipulation. And sometimes it's not just the shitty behaviour per se, but the whole pattern or cycle of behaviour, like the hot and cold, for example. Number 4 is old but gold. Judge people on what they do, not what they say, not what they say they'll do, and not for their potential and what you wish they would do. Just judge them on their actions. Number 5, no matter how much you wish things were different, you cannot outlove someone's trauma. It's a nice idea, but you have to accept that you just can't help some people, especially narcissists. They're beyond help. They will never change. I thought that if I was just a little bit more patient, a bit more understanding, a bit more loving, then eventually they would feel safe enough to drop the mask and stop being a prick. Because that's what we're told, isn't it? That you have to work at relationships and you have to make compromises and you have to be supportive and accepting. But narcissists exploit that kindness for all it's worth, every last drop. They just can't help themselves. They're emotional vampires, and narcissistic wounds are deep and complex and toxic, and they are not your responsibility. Number 6, stop making excuses for other people's shitty behaviour. Yes, we're all allowed off days. Yes, we're all allowed 1 or 2 annoying habits, but there really is no excuse for acting like a bellend again and again and again. Number 7, the best way to interact with a narcissist is not at all. But if circumstances dictate that you have to interact with them, then go grey rock. That's how I finally disentangled myself from Kyle. I didn't know it had a name back then. I just knew that as long as I was stuck living with him, I had to emotionally disengage to preserve my own sanity. So I kept things polite and civil and pleasant. I went through the motions of things being normal, but I gave 0 emotional effort. Or as I like to call it, elevator pleasantries. Just brief, light, small talk when you're stuck in the same space and when they try to interact with you. So that's the grey rock method. Of course, that's usually when the narcissist will suddenly snap back into their best behaviour because they sense that they're losing you and the love bombing might ramp up again. But don't let them suck you back in. They really don't deserve anything more than a bit of elevator chat. And then once I'd finally left him and had all the practical bits and pieces taken care of, I went no contact. It's hard because remember, as soon as the narcissist is scared they'll lose you, they'll go back to being their best and they'll probably try to hoover you back up. And it can be so tempting to respond with something very angry and emotional. But trust me, you need to delete this person from your life forever. And silence really is the most powerful weapon, especially against the narcissist. Remember, there's a reason the silent treatment is one of their favourite weapons. Okay, so there we have it. That concludes my 3-part series about my experience with a narcissist. But you know what's a real tragedy? I know firsthand it's damn near impossible to accept relationship advice. Some of us, for mysterious reasons we'll probably never understand, will find ourselves at some point in our life getting involved with someone even though we know it's going to be a slow motion car crash. So I'm well aware that most of my words over the last 3 videos are probably falling on deaf ears. But maybe, just maybe, it will help someone out there feel a little bit less crazy and a little bit more emboldened to take a step towards sanity. So how about you? Have you been through your own narcissist nightmare? Is there anything else you'd add to the list of advice? As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're getting any value from my videos, please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Playtime.